Kidney patients. Over 50. Stop eating. These 6 proteins, they damage your kidneys. Eat these 4. Instead, have you ever looked down at your plate in the morning and wondered, is this helping my kidneys or silently hurting them? It's such a simple moment, right? Just you, your breakfast, maybe a warm egg or a bit of tofu, or even something quick like a slice of turkey bacon. But when you're over 60 and your kidneys are quietly doing their best each day, every bite matters more than we realize. I've spent over 20 years talking with patients in quiet exam rooms, watching their faces change when we finally connect the dots between fatigue, swelling, and the hidden proteins in their daily meals. It's not about fear, it's about freedom. The freedom to keep living independently, walking to the garden, holding your grandchild, or simply waking up feeling clear-headed and light. Today, I want to walk beside you like an old friend who also happens to be your doctor. Let's explore which protein choices are nourishing and safe for your kidneys, and which ones quietly wear them down over time. We'll take this journey gently, one food at a time. So grab a cup of warm tea, get comfortable, and let's find the proteins that love your kidneys back. Are you ready? Let's begin. Part 1. 4 kidney-friendly proteins you should embrace. 1. Egg whites, the gentle giant of kidney nutrition. There's something humble about an egg white. It doesn't shout for attention on your plate. It doesn't have the golden richness of a yolk or the sizzling smell of bacon. But in the quiet world of kidney health, egg whites are a silent ally. Why? Because they offer one of the purest forms of protein with minimal phosphorus, low fat, and 0 additives. That's music to a tired kidney's ears. I once had a patient, Mr. James, who came to me exhausted. His blood work wasn't alarming yet, but his body was speaking through fatigue and swelling. When we looked closely, it wasn't that he was eating unhealthy, he was just relying too much on red meats and full eggs. Once we gently transitioned him to egg whites 3 to 4 mornings a week, steamed or lightly boiled, his energy lifted within 2 months. He started gardening again. You see, each egg white gives around 5 grams of high-quality protein, but only about 10 milliliters of phosphorus. That's a major win when you're trying to protect your bones, heart, and kidney function all at once. Just one word of caution: avoid frying them in butter or oil. That turns a healing food into a burden. Keep them simple, boiled, steamed, or stirred into oatmeal or veggie scrambles. If you're using cartons, go for the ones without preservatives. And please, if you're still eating full eggs daily because they're natural, talk to your doctor. A small change, just dropping the yolk, can make a quiet but powerful difference over time. Let egg whites be your new comfort food. 2. Tofu, the soothing plant-based protein. If there's a food that feels like a warm, soft blanket for your kidneys, it's tofu. I know tofu doesn't get much applause in Western kitchens. It's often misunderstood, bland, squishy, forgettable. But inside that pale block lies a world of healing. Half a cup of tofu gives you about 10 grams of gentle, plant-based protein. But what matters most for kidney health is what it doesn't give: too much phosphorus, excess fat, or harsh acids that stress your system. What's more, tofu contains isoflavones, natural compounds shown in studies to reduce inflammation in kidney tissue. For someone already dealing with high blood pressure or declining GFR, that's like giving your kidneys a quiet exhale. I recall a retired teacher, Miss Clara, who was skeptical when I first recommended tofu, but we started small. She added soft tofu to her vegetable soup twice a week. No drama, just nourishment. A few months in, her potassium levels improved, and she no longer felt heavy after meals. When you choose tofu, aim for organic, non-GMO brands. Avoid the pre-marinated versions. They're often loaded with sodium or MSG. Soft tofu can be blended into smoothies or scrambled like eggs. Firm tofu grill or stir-fry it with fresh herbs and low-salt seasoning. Tofu is a healer, not a show-off. Let it quietly do its work. 3. Tilapia, the gentle fish with a powerful punch. There's a kind of peace that comes from a clean, simply prepared piece of fish. And when it comes to kidney health, few are as kind as tilapia. Tilapia is lean, mild in flavor, and easy on digestion. Every 100 grams provides about 22 grams of protein, but with relatively low phosphorus compared to red meats or shellfish. That means your body gets the muscle support it needs without flooding your kidneys with what they struggle to clear. I remember a Vietnam veteran, Mr. Walter, who had always loved steak. We talked for weeks before he agreed to try fish instead. I suggested baked tilapia with lemon and parsley. 2 months later, he came in smiling. "Doc, I feel lighter after dinner. No more bloating, no more sleepiness." Tilapia is also rich in selenium and B12 nutrients that support cellular repair and reduce oxidative stress in the kidneys. When cooking tilapia, avoid breading or sauces high in salt or fat. Keep it simple: grill, steam, or bake it. Serve with low-potassium vegetables like green beans or cabbage. And when shopping, choose wild-caught or USDA-certified sources. The quality of the fish affects your body more than most people realize. Tilapia isn't just a protein alternative, it's a deeply healing choice when prepared with care. 4. Quinoa, the ancient grain with a modern gift. Most people don't think of grains as protein, but quinoa defies that logic and earns its place on every kidney-friendly plate. Why? Because quinoa is a complete protein. That means it contains all 9 essential amino acids, just like meat, eggs, or dairy, but with far less phosphorus and virtually no saturated fat. For someone managing chronic kidney disease, that's a nutritional treasure. A cooked cup of quinoa delivers about 8 grams of protein, plus fiber to keep digestion smooth and toxins moving out. Its mild flavor pairs beautifully with stir-fried veggies, soft tofu, or a poached egg white. But here's the trick: rinse it well before cooking. Quinoa naturally has a coating called saponin that can taste bitter and irritate digestion. Whether you buy pre-rinsed or rinse it yourself, don't skip this step. I once had a patient in his early 70s who struggled with constipation and mild kidney damage. Adding half a cup of quinoa to lunch 3 days a week helped him feel lighter and more regular, his words. Not mine. Watch out for flavored quinoa packets. They often come with high sodium levels or artificial additives. Cook it plain and season with fresh herbs or a splash of lemon. In the quiet world of kidney care, quinoa is a nourishing grain that does double duty supporting muscle without burdening your kidneys. Part 2. 6. Proteins that quietly harm your kidneys. 1. Turkey bacon, the deceptive healthy choice. At first glance, turkey bacon looks like a safer swap. Less fat than regular bacon. Right. But for kidneys, it can be a hidden landmine. Each slice of turkey bacon can carry over 500 milliliters of sodium, and that's just one slice. For someone managing fluid retention or high blood pressure, that's a significant load. But that's not all. Turkey bacon is often loaded with phosphate preservatives, added to extend shelf life and improve taste. Why does this matter? Because phosphorus from additives is absorbed more quickly and more completely by the body than phosphorus from natural sources. And when your kidneys can't filter that phosphorus out efficiently, it builds up, silently damaging bones, raising heart risks, and deepening kidney strain. I remember a woman in her late 60s who proudly told me she'd switched to turkey bacon for breakfast. Her blood pressure wouldn't budge, and she was gaining fluid. When we looked closely, it wasn't just the turkey bacon, it was the sodium and phosphate hiding behind the lean label. So here's my advice if you're reaching for convenience meats in the morning. Pause. Choose fresh protein and egg white, tofu, or even leftover tilapia from last night. Your kidneys will thank you. 2. Red lentils, The surprising plant pitfall. It often surprises people when I mention red lentils as a caution. After all, they're plant-based, full of fiber, and packed with protein. But for kidney patients, red lentils bring a heavy load of two things we must monitor closely: phosphorus and potassium. 1 cup of cooked red lentils delivers over 350 milliliters of phosphorus and 700 milliliters of potassium, enough to cause real trouble if your kidneys are already compromised. Many patients add lentils to soups, stews, or veggie bowls, not realizing how quickly those mineral levels add up. I had a former nurse, now retired, who loved making lentil soup. But when her GFR dropped below 40, her potassium began creeping up. She was shocked it didn't feel like a harmful food. Once we replaced lentils with more kidney-friendly grains like quinoa and monitored portions, her labs stabilized. It's not that red lentils are bad, they're just not ideal for kidneys that can't regulate potassium and phosphorus. Well, so if you love legumes, choose carefully. Limit portions. Try soaking and rinsing dried beans well. And talk with your doctor or dietitian before assuming that all plants are safe. 3. Hot dogs. A hidden storm in a bun. Hot dogs are comfort food. They remind us of summer cookouts, family gatherings, and backyard laughs. But inside that familiar casing is a mix that your kidneys may quietly struggle to clear. Hot dogs are high in sodium, saturated fat, phosphate preservatives, and something called sodium nitrates used to preserve the meat and keep it pink. The problem: these compounds increase inflammation, raise acid levels in the body, and accelerate kidney strain. Worse still, they contribute to oxidative stress, one of the key drivers behind kidney cell damage. I remember one grandfather, Mr. Hal, who loved his weekly grilled hot dog, just one a week. "Doc," he'd smile, but his swelling worsened and his blood pressure climbed. When we removed processed meats from his diet, the improvements were undeniable. Kidneys already doing extra work don't need one more layer of toxins. If you crave the occasional sausage or dog, consider a homemade version with lean, minimally processed meat and low-sodium seasoning. And if you do eat them, limit to rare occasions. These foods are made to last on shelves, not to last in your body. 4. Whey Protein Isolate. The fitness trap. Whey protein has become a staple in health stores and gym routines. But for someone with kidney concerns, it's often a wolf in sheep's clothing. Whey Protein Isolate is ultra-concentrated. While it delivers protein quickly, it also generates a heavy nitrogen load, something kidneys must filter out. It's also rich in phosphorus and lacking in the natural fiber, antioxidants, and vitamins that whole foods provide. For people with healthy kidneys, this isn't a major issue. But if your kidney function is impaired even mildly, whey isolates can quietly accelerate damage. One of my younger patients, a 61-year-old who'd been bodybuilding for years, came in confused. "Doc, I'm eating clean, working out, but my creatinine keeps rising." Turns out, his daily shakes, 2 large scoops, were overloading his system. If you need protein, turn to real food, egg whites, tofu, fish, grains. These nourish you slowly, steadily, and without the strain. Supplements have their place, but not when your kidneys are already whispering for relief. 5. Canned black beans. Convenience with a cost. Black beans are nutritious, no doubt, but the canned variety, that's where trouble sneaks in. During canning, beans are often packed in high-sodium liquids and potassium-enriched solutions. Even after rinsing, 1 cup of canned black beans can contain around 600 milliliters of potassium and significant sodium. For someone with impaired filtration, this can mean sudden spikes in potassium, fluid retention, or rising blood pressure. I had a patient who switched from meat to beans after being told plant-based is better, but she didn't realize the beans she used 3 times a week were canned. Her potassium levels rose, and she started feeling lightheaded after meals. So what's the fix if you love beans? soak and cook them yourself. If you must use canned, choose the no salt added versions and rinse thoroughly. And always remember, plant-based doesn't automatically mean kidney safe. It's all in the preparation. 6. Beef steak, the classic that overstays its welcome. There's no denying the satisfaction of a tender steak. For many, it's a symbol of celebration, of nourishment. But for aging kidneys, red meat, especially beef, is a challenge. Even lean cuts come with a burden of saturated fat, high phosphorus, and uric acid. All of these stress kidney function, promote inflammation, and can accelerate the path toward heart complications and gout. One of my longtime patients, Mr. Ray, used to say, "Doc, a steak makes me feel strong." But when we began tracking his lab numbers, his phosphorus and uric acid told another story. After gradually reducing his steak dinners and substituting lean fish or plant-based meals, he reported fewer gout flares and felt lighter in his joints. Red meat isn't evil, but for kidneys walking a fine line, it's just too heavy a companion to carry often. Try saving steak for rare occasions. Celebrate with your loved ones using lighter proteins. Your kidneys will carry you further for it. As we wrap up this journey together, I want you to remember something simple. It's not about perfection, it's about protection. The food you place on your plate each day is either a quiet act of kindness toward your kidneys or a silent burden they have to carry. We've talked about 4 gentle, healing proteins: egg whites, tofu, tilapia, and quinoa. Each one offers strength without stress. They nourish your body, support your energy, and protect your kidney function without overwhelming it. And we've also gently uncovered 6 protein sources that, while familiar or even comforting, may be quietly accelerating damage: turkey bacon, red lentils, hot dogs, whey isolate, canned black beans, and even lean beef steak. Not because you've done anything wrong, but because your kidneys now need a different kind of care. I know these changes aren't always easy, but you're not alone. Every week, I sit with men and women just like you, retired teachers, grandfathers, widows, veterans, people who still want to live well, travel, garden, hold their grandkids without dragging around fatigue or fear. So start small. Maybe tomorrow's breakfast is steamed egg whites with herbs instead of bacon. Maybe lunch includes quinoa and tofu stir-fry instead of canned beans. Maybe this weekend, you take a slow 20-minute walk before the world wakes up. Every little choice adds up. If this video has helped you think differently about protein in your kidneys, I'd love to hear from you. Share what you're eating now, or simply let me know you're here and listening. Because your voice matters and your health truly matters to me. Take care of yourself, my friend. And as always, I'll be right here, walking this journey with you.